Hi, it's Saturday, August 24th, 2019, and this is the Pro and the Con Show. And I am your host, Michael James Ott. We're live 6 p.m. here in Hudson, Wisconsin. The show, I try to spend a few minutes every day talking about, us being more, better citizens, being open to at least listening to opposing views, to try to gather a little bit more in the way of facts. The who, the what, the where, and the when, avoiding a lot of the prognostication and opinion that's out there. Just get the facts, the who, the what, the where, and the when, and form your own opinion about what you think. And if you are struggling with that, then listen to multiple sources of opinion, and then you'll make a much more educated decision about what you think is appropriate going forward. And that's all we can do, and that's what we must do. I'm not talking about spending 40 hours a week doing this, but I am talking about maybe an hour a week or 4 or 5 hours a month in being better citizens. And today's show, instead of going through some of the websites that I go through and pointing out some of the bias in there and so on, I just want to talk about LGBTQ. Okay, so people that have sexual orientations that are not heterosexual. Okay, and the reason why I want to talk about this is I just finished a book, and it's by a guy named John Boyne. I think his last name is Boyne. I think I'm spelling it right. Apologize, John, if I'm not. But the title is The Heart's Invisible Furies. And the book is a great book. If you're an adult out there, I would say age 16, 18, probably 18 or older, read it. Read it. It's a book. It starts back in 1945, and it goes chronologically, if you will, through the experiences of this woman who is unmarried when she becomes pregnant, and the child that she has, who ends up being a gay man, and how their lives progress through 70 years. From 1945 through 2015, and it's an incredible story, and the beginnings of it are shocking, I think, and sad. Okay, but they're to be quite honest, they're pretty. It's brutal, but it's also very realistic, I think, from the time frame. So back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, if you were an unwed mother, or if you were a man or a woman that you were not heterosexual, you were, really treated very badly if people, found out about this. And so, there's a lot of people that, kept these tendencies, their natural personalities, traits. They kept them buried as best they could, because they didn't want to suffer the outrages that would come to them from the rest of society. And this book, it's heartbreaking, really. The things that happen, and it takes you through, like like I say, back in the 40s and 50s, and the horrific way that gay people were treated back then, and beaten, and sometimes beaten to death, and really, depending on, so that this is set in Ireland, a big chunk of it set in Ireland, really no legal recourse. Kind of pretty much people could kind of kill you and get away with it. And it's fiction, Okay, it's in the book and it's fiction. But my sense is, my personal sense, having read and watched various documentaries and stuff, is that probably was kind of real back at that time frame. And then it goes step by step through these people and how they work hard to kind of hide who they are and yet function in society. And then things are discovered and they suffer the consequences of letting their guard down or being discovered, or sometimes just being accused by people who this is you, and then you get into like the 70s, and I remember this very strongly as well because there's the AIDS, the HIV, came onto the scene, and all of the bias and bigotry against gay men, especially, but gay people surrounding HIV, and this was built in to the book as well, and people contracting HIV from other sources, not through gay sex or whatever, but through blood transfusions or whatever, and being labeled and it's really horrific. But I remember this back in I was young, but I very much remember the animosity, I guess is a great word, the animosity that a lot of people had toward gay people and this gay disease, and the fear of it and the fear of contracting it, and on and on and on. It's but the book ultimately kind of turns a page, and things get better and get better and get better, and toward the end of the book, you feel fairly good about. I don't want to. I hope I'm not giving away too much, but you feel fairly good about the situation toward the end, and it's certainly the way society has evolved to treat people who should have been treated fairly and with respect and honor for all the decades before. Finally, mostly not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but much, much, much better, and better and better as the days go by. And so this is August 24th, 2019, and oh yeah, of course there's still bigoted people that are very much biased against people that don't share their sexual preference kind of stuff, but it's way, 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 way less than it used to be, and rightly so. And all of us, one of the reasons why I'm doing this show is we should all try to be better citizens, and be open to live and let live. Let people, these people are not bothering you. They don't hurt you. Their existence, has no negative effect on you. So just, if nothing else, if you can't do anything else, just leave them be. Let them live their lives in peace and tranquility and prosperity, per their own capabilities. So anyway, I wanted to say that, and also say that I think there's a lot of it. I'm one of the people. I remember we used to make jokes about queers and gays when I was a young man, a young man, and there were some people that they were not as manly, I guess is the way you would say it. I don't know. And they were made fun of and stuff like that, and absolutely unfairly so. Absolutely unfairly so. And I never partook in like actually like physically abusing somebody or something like that. But I remember doing some stuff, teasing people, making fun of them, and I'm that's wrong. It was horribly, horribly wrong. And anyone that sees this video and knew me when I was a boy or whatever, or a young man, and if I said comments that in any way made you feel like I thought of you less as a person or something like that, I deeply, deeply apologize to you. I have no excuse. I mean that. And going forward, of course, I would never even begin to think to do anything like that. Anyway, so that's today's show, the Pro and Con Show. I'm Michael James Ott. It's August 24th. Happy Saturday, everybody. Until the next show, bye for now.